Hi, I'm Hans Wilhelm. And in this video, in the Life Explained series, I would like to take you into the fascinating world of thoughts. Did you know that we have approximately 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day, and that most of these thoughts are all repeated thoughts, which means we have the same thought yesterday, last week, last year, and we also think that these thoughts are ours. But that's not necessarily true. Many of these thoughts we have picked up from the world around us.
We have become addicted to thinking. Look what happens when we are thinking a thought. We are basically focusing all our attention onto a very, very tiny aspect of reality. Or as Alan Watts says, thinking means losing touch with reality. We are caught in a thought bubble and often get stuck and lost in it. This always increases our deep feeling of separation from all that is. And separation is probably one of the main causes for suffering in life. Thinking always isolates us, separates us, whereas simply being always unites and connects us. Being or being aware does not require thinking. It is actually the opposite. It is a space without thoughts. It is being present instead of being lost in thoughts. That's what the teacher calls mindful living. Let's now look at a typical life cycle of a thought. Take an architect who wants to design a house. She starts with a simple thought or idea. And as she keeps thinking about the house, the design becomes more detailed and complicated. She adds windows, doors, and so on to the design, and the thought becomes stronger. Now the next step is to bring this ethereal thought into the two-dimensional reality as a drawing on paper or on the computer screen. Now together, with the help of many workers, a lot of sweat and time, eventually the house becomes a three-dimensional reality. That is a natural path of a thought. Thoughts become things because a thing is a matured, ripened form of a thought. Yes, even our planet Earth is a manifested thought form. So all our thoughts are concepts that want to become effective, real, or manifested. Like everything else in the universe, they have an inner life force that keeps them going. Furthermore, we are always thinking in pictures, so each thought has its unique form or shape. All thoughts are totally independent living entities. Now let's look at an average crummy thought that we might have during any day. This thought entity stays close to us for as long as we keep thinking and feeding it. The more we think the thought, the bigger and stronger it becomes. We must remember that the whole universe is communication. It is based on sending and receiving. Our crummy thought is an energy field and is also sending out vibrations and receiving from other sources. It is connecting with other thought energies of same or similar vibration. Like attracts like. If our crummy thought is not recognized and stopped, it eventually will band together with similar crummy thoughts, and together they become a large thought complex or thought bubble. In accordance with the law of sowing and reaping, this thought complex or energy complex will eventually return to the sender, returning back to us, to influence us and endeavor to cause whatever it is that we may have feared with our originally crummy thinking. Depending on how often we have the thought and are still thinking the same thought, it will gradually settle in our aura and start exerting its influence on us and on our soul, from without to within. And whatever we may be afraid of now becomes a reality. There's another interesting point. We can also be influenced by thoughts that are originally not ours. Thought complexes from other people can influence us if we have like or similar vibrations in us, like fear, for instance. Eckhart Tolle points out that when such a thought form or complex finds any resonance with us, it hits us. It may start as a little irritation, but can quickly grow. So any big thought that takes over our mind is not necessarily our own original thought. These large thought forms can also take over whole groups of people, countries, and governments. Often they are promoted by the media, and if we identify with these thoughts, we are basically unconscious. Other people are then running our programs and are running us. Furthermore, these large thought complexes can have direct contact with the lower negative astral spheres, like the demonic realms, from where they are fanned and stirred up even more to influence humans with disastrous results. You can find more about this dark power in my short video on evil. We often forget that the realm of thoughts is densely populated. If we could see these thought forms surrounding us, we would be horrified and scared. They all show without any mask the often grotesque desires and intentions of their creators. It's like walking through a sewer where these thought complexes float around us like heavy, sluggish mud or oil slicks. But on the other hand, positive thoughts of love, compassion, truth, and understanding have a glow within us and around us. They can act like a force to remove the destructive thought forms. I want to share one other example. Imagine we are having somebody who we strongly dislike, like for instance a co-worker. So we are thinking a thought of hate towards that person. We wish him ill. This is what happens. This thought is now an independent entity that we have sent towards our co-worker. The thought will reach the other person and attach itself to him. If the other person does not have anything that resonates with our hateful thought, it will have no effect on the other person. But chances are that the other person does have a tiny amount of hateful vibration within himself. That is enough for our thought to stimulate and increase this hateful vibration. Our thought is now poisoning our co-worker. And this is now where it becomes very interesting. If our negative thought causes the co-worker to do something negative, like hurting someone else, we will be karmically bound to that co-worker and be co-responsible for his negative actions or words. In addition, of course, this thought will eventually come back to us according to the law of sowing and reaping, as we have seen earlier. Thoughts are a magnetic force, and they are energy, and no energy is ever lost. All negative thoughts will fall back to us, the originator. By the way, the same dynamic happens with the opposite result whenever we send out good thoughts towards others, like blessings. Light-filled thoughts can bring and reinforce joy, harmony, and health in others. I think it was Matt Kahn who so poetically said, "We have to bless the living crap out of everyone," meaning for as long as we bless and wish well-being onto others, it is impossible to have any negative thoughts or being affected by them. There's a lot more on this in my video, How to Bless.
As we have just seen, there is an incredible power in thoughts, and we better watch what we are thinking and become aware of any negative thought and stop it right away. We can either bring light into this world or poison it. Any negative or positive thoughts can influence our genes, and not only our genes, but also the genes of a developing body of a baby in a mother's womb. There is more on this in the book The Cause and Development of All Illness by Gabriele. You can get it on Amazon. Therefore, meditation and the desire for stillness are so important. We can also question all the stressful thoughts that we become aware of. One way is doing it to use these 4 questions developed by Byron Katie. Go to her website, download her worksheet, and watch some of her videos. And you can also take a look at the various books that Katie and I have done together. In addition, let us become discerning about places and people and media outlets that thrive on negativity. As we have just seen, there's great danger in thinking and promoting thoughts that are negative and not even ours. I'm looking very much forward to seeing you in my next video.